Are you concerned? Are you concerned at all that the Nigerian government is negotiating with the people that the Nigerian military is in active war with?
Well, like I normally tell people, the military, when the government take a decision, even if we are happy about it or not, we don't have any problem. Several times that the government take decision that we are not comfortable with, we just accept it. For instance, the issue in Bakassi, where we lost a lot of our men, when the government decided that no, leave the place, we left. So
but doesn't
we cannot question the government.
What you're saying is opening a new can of worms here, because ultimately, isn't that what people like the PDP, for example, are alleging? That you're taking an instruction from somewhere, and whether you like it or not, because you serve the civilian government, you'll do what they say.
Well, when PDP was in power, the PDP was in power. We take instruction from the PDP government, so we don't want to talk about the issue of party.
No, but the military all around the world has a conscience. They can actually say no to a commander-in-chief if the instruction given by the commander-in-chief or by the executive administration runs contrary to the Nigerian law.
Well, has this one run contrary to Nigerian law?
That's the question we're trying to get an answer to.
No, I don't think so.
But we've also noticed that shortly after negotiations, we always see like a ramp-up in, Boko Haram activities. Is the military bracing itself for such a ramp-up after this particular negotiation, even though the Nigerian government says that we did not pay any ransom?
Yeah, certainly.
Have you noticed that pattern as well?
Yes.
What do you make of it? How credible then do you think it makes the claims of government that no ransom was paid?
Well, even if ransom is paid or not paid, the fact that you have been able to do something that it checks our fight, you should be happy about it. For instance, we are boasting about how we have degraded the Boko Haram insurgents, and suddenly our guests were adopted. And you can see the moral burden we have. So we will take some strategic measures to see how we counter whatever thing that will come up after.
Does the Nigerian government consult with the military before they take certain decisions? Do they weigh how it might impact, for instance, the war against these insurgents with the military?
Yes, we have people that are either past military senior officers who are part of the government, and incidentally, the president was a retired general. So they take the picture of they think about everything before they take actions. But certainly not everybody will they consult.
So moving forward now, I mean, we do know that, yes, there are parts of Borno that are relatively, Borno, Maiduguri, Yobe, and Adamawa that are relatively safe. And considering what has happened now, yes, we know that in Borno, the state government has shut down boarding schools permanently, I mean, until further notice. What do you think? What strategies is the Nigerian military going to put in place to ensure that this type of action does not happen again?
So, if you listen to the theater commander was on NTA yesterday, what we are going to do, the civil defense and the military are protecting the schools that are on, and we'll just make sure that we have troops where can easily respond to anything that the security agents are in schools.
But you're not able to deploy, you're already stretched thin.
Cannot what?
You're not able to deploy to every school.
No, we cannot deploy to every school. But the civil defense and police have been given that responsibility. So it's just to deploy detachment of military to a strategic place where if there are issues, the security men that are in the schools can easily call.
General, I just want to ask you quickly, we know there are kind of multiple approaches to this kind of thing. When you talk about the deployment of troops and the deployment of civil defense and police personnel, one of the issues that's come up, obviously, because of the wide landmass, is this idea that what if kind of these congregate schools were constructed so that you don't have so many different schools in disparate places outstretching, overstretching the forces. Has there been any move to your knowledge in that regard?
No, except from, I think the Borno State government is the one that is doing something like that. But I think that is why all hands must be on deck at this moment, so that the government that is, the state government that owns schools, you begin to think in terms of security. And when you make your plans, how children go to school, you think about how they are protected also.
But based on your assessments between the civil defense and the police and the military, is there enough personnel to cover that territory as it is today?
Well, they ask them to cover the schools. They are not working with the military in combating the insurgents. They should be able to take care of that. If there was any problem, they would have, their respective commanders would have complained.
Well, General, we have to thank you most kindly for coming on Sunrise Daily. We've been speaking with Brigadier General John Agim, who is the spokesperson of the Defense Headquarters. Sunrise Daily continues now with the Lagos team.